Hey, welcome back, Collective. Thank you for joining me here, guys. Thank you for all your generosity. Guys, I hope you're all doing well, and I want to thank you very much for all of your support that you've given to this channel. You guys truly are awesome people, and I thank you deeply. Let's go, Collective. Whew. Lost in space, needing direction. Tidy house. The fates having to. This is a radical acceptance. Transmuting your pain into blessings. Well. New beginnings. The herald of change. So this person could have had you lost for a while. It's a radical acceptance. You've had to accept something, and now you're on a new beginning. You've had to clean house here. You've had to get clarity. You've had to get organized. You've had to, now you're the benefactor of this grace and generosity. Let's go, collective energy, a new beginning. Blessings and curses. It's taking and transmuting your pain, all your thorns, into blessings. You can surrender. Let go now to what is and accept. You are worthy of beautiful things. It's like you wanted to believe so deeply in something or someone. I wasn't always like this, I had to create who I am. The witch. You've had to. You've had to use tough love. You've had to do things that you didn't want to do. Painful things. So you could have separated with someone still being in love with them. But you weren't always like this, you had to create who you are. This is what's been calling you. Trusting in the places you feel guided to. So, you've had to accept things the way that they are. You've transmuted your pain into blessings. So it's one sense it's a curse, and another way it's a blessing. Because what this has done is put you on the path to what you do deserve. Seeing, you're deserving of beautiful things. You deserve to be celebrated. You deserve this. So you've had to play your hand. You've had to put your cards on the table. Yeah. You deserve beautiful things. You're a tiger angel with the voice of an angel. But you're not going to be anybody's doormat. Nope. You could have felt like someone, played you for a fool or tried to make a fool out of you. But you have transmuted your pain into blessings. You are not meant to be a geisha. You are meant to be a tiger angel. You are deserving of beautiful things. And if they want to No. You've transformed. See, they were juggling someone. Oh, geez, they got a date with destiny. They're going to learn a karmic lesson. Huh. You reap what you sow. Just enjoy this moment. Don't be ashamed of yourself. You're on your own journey and you're seeking inspiration, or you are not made for, you're a queen. You had to stand up and fight for yourself. It's like, someone is blinded by bias. You've got the keys to wisdom. So you're just sitting and you're listening. You're observing, you're listening. You're listening to what the universe is telling you. It's like you had a choice to make. And it was time to make one. Listening to yourself, listening to the universe, your soul, your inner child. It's like taking a leap of faith. You chose love, okay? But the thing is that you had to recognize this person's patterns. They have a pattern of doing this. It's all like, you've chosen to love. Your heart space is still open. It is not closed off. But you have recognized this person's patterns, and perhaps even your own. Twelfth house of spirituality, healing, unseen realms. This is also karma. You're very original, and you are, yeah, that's what I said. You're listening to the guidance of your soul. This, you didn't need proof, you know. You listen to the guidance of your soul. This is an affair. Someone was having an affair. And you may not have had proof of it even, but you trusted your own inner guidance. Your own soul was telling you. That's that, that spirituality about you, your higher consciousness. You knew without knowing. Some of you straight up knew, had facts, had evidence, but you didn't need any. This is the Divine Feminine. This is the Sagittarian. This is about lucky, being free. This is about traveling, being open-minded, being optimistic, adventurous. And just like replenishing hidden truths that come to the surface. You didn't want this change really, but the truth is the truth. It had to come to the surface. I mean, you're empowered. You're courageous. Be proud of who you are. It's like you've transmuted all your pain here. And you've taken those hard knocks. And you have managed to find a way by listening to your soul, following your intuition, what to do with that pain, how to transform it, how to turn it into blessings. You had to follow what your soul told you to do. And this person has a date with destiny. There are consequences to their actions as well. They did not get away with this. They were mind gaming you, manipulating you, betraying you, and you have transmuted that pain. That's what they go. Dark attachments, man. And you have transmuted all that into a blessing. And this person's going to get their consequences too. They're going to get hurt because they've got to recognize their own patterns. They were a player. And they got to learn their lessons. They just figured they could get away and cheat on you, breadcrumb you, leave you out in the cold, and like they were just going to go on with life like nothing ever happened. You know what I'm saying? You're healing. You're the star. They could have pushed you away. You had to stand up and defend yourself. You did. You had to walk away from this individual. You had to call it as it is what it is. Looks like a duck. It's a duck. Talks like a snake. Looks like a snake. Chances are they're a snake. And you had to make that determination. You may not have even had all the facts or the evidence, but you didn't need it. You listened to your soul. Which that intuition, it can be a curse, it can be a blessing. But you had to make a move. It's looked like you made a good movement. And it's looking like, I told you, karma. You're riding it out, things turning in your favor. You've made the necessary changes that you've needed to make, and now you're in a lucky time. This is like taking a risk, but it's paying off for you. Like I was saying in other readings, guys, you could have stayed around if you truly wanted to. You could have kept getting stabbed in the back if you wanted to. You could have waited around and, if you really wanted to, you could have stayed in this situation. But you decided not to, which was a good decision. Like if you wanted to be cheated on and you wanted to allow this person to get away with what they were getting away with, you could have let them. So you've made a wise choice for your life. You've said, no, final straw. You've crossed the line. I'm not going to allow you to treat me like I'm a doormat. You know what I mean? They were like, I'm not going to be here just for your convenience. I'm not going to be put in a competition. I don't care. You want to withhold from me, and that's your choice, that's your decision. You want to move on, you move on. I am choosing for myself. I will move on. I am going to empower myself. I am going to succeed. You just watch me. So these are curses and blessings. Like, yeah, on one hand, it could have felt like you've had all this pain and suffering to go through. But on the other hand, look at all your blessings. So you're sitting here and you're going, I'm going to choose my independence. I know my worth. I know my value. And I'm inspired again. I have my balance back. I have my angels with me. And I have to follow my own North Node, my own dream. I've got to have enough self-respect for myself and integrity. I don't want to live a life that I cannot be proud of. You could have felt like this person made a fool of you. You know what I mean? Like you could have felt like, oh my God, you're going to get justice here. And it's like, this is vindication. You're being vindicated. You could just have worked really hard and this person didn't put the time in or the effort in. And it thought it was too hard or something to make something work. You had to, well, that's because they were freaking lying and being deceptive, afraid of judgment. So, you made the decision. It's dead, it's done, it's over, and I'm moving on. I've had to accept it. But I can love myself. And I can love those around me. My heart is still open. My heart is not closed off. But I have transmuted all that pain and anguish and turned it into loving me, loving what I do, and loving those around who love me. So I was saying blessings and curses. You know what I mean? That intuition, it can tell you what's going on before it even goes on. It can tell you what that, it can be a blessing and a curse at the same time. Well, it's such as myself too. Like, even tarot card readings. I can't read my own tarot cards for myself. I get confusing messages. It's just a blank. I draw a blank. So I have to go to psychic readers to get my own story. Isn't that something? Like, if you read tarot, then why didn't you know you could have avoided yourself? I've had people say that to me. If you read tarot, you should have known that this was happening. You should have known that this was going on. But quite honestly, I'm not meant to read my own cards. I'm not meant to read my own cards. That's why I go to other readers. I have never yet, I think twice in 3 years, I've heard one message from my son and my deceased son, and I've heard one message that resonated with me. I can't read my own cards. And it also can be, but I have to tell you, my instincts were razor sharp, and my instincts told me when something was wrong, and my instincts were correct. And this can be a blessing and a curse, because it's like you see things that, sometimes it's easier to wear the blinders, but you've had to accept. You've had to accept it. I'm moving on. I'm not going to be juggled. I love myself enough to, and have enough integrity to not allow myself to be treated that way. Now, I can be blunt, I can be tactless. It's a blessing and a curse with that too. I can be very blunt. I can be very direct, but you will always hear the truth. This person is very arrogant. And I don't think they liked what you had to say, because you weren't kissing their butt. But it's like final decision. You're not having both. You're not having your cake and you're not eating it too. So, you know what? I've made up my own mind. I'm not going to get the truth out of this person. I'm not going to get the truth out of them. So I have to get the truth from me. I have to get the truth for myself. Yeah. I'm not going to be an option. It's the end of the road. I don't trust you anymore. I've learnt my lessons. This person was gaslighting, coming around when they wanted some kind of, now they want to come around because they're reminiscing, fantasizing sexually, think they can come to your house, have sex with you or something like this and restart something because they were happy with you. Now they're reminiscing how happy they were, reminiscing about your sexual encounters, all the promises they made, all this shit's coming back to haunt them. And you're going to have to listen to the guidance of your soul. Because it certainly does look like this person, after they learn their lessons, want to come back around to you, and it's going to be a personal choice. But I can tell you right now that with some of the messages that have been coming out, especially if you're the type that wears your heart on the sleeve, you better know what you're getting into. Me personally, I don't go back. I refuse to. If I want, the way I see it is, if I wanted to stay in that relationship, I would have stayed in that relationship. I chose not to. Did I want to make that decision? No. Did I fight for this relationship? No. Why? Because you shouldn't have to. If it's meant for you, it'll be for you. And no one can take it from you. I'm not going to be putting no competition with nobody. It's not happening. I would rather be alone than in a situation like that, because no, I'm not willing to go through the mental anguish. I'm not willing to, the older you get, you learn to look at life differently, and you go, I ain't going through nothing stressful if I don't gotta go through it now. I've been through a lot of stress in my life, and I have a comfortable life. I'm at peace in my life, and I'd like to keep it that way. I ain't gonna deal with no side chicks. I'm not gonna deal with hidden agendas. I'm not gonna deal with no. I'm not a fool for love anymore, that's for sure. And I know many of you are no fools for love anymore. Just leaping into the, jumping right in like with both feet. No, not me anymore. I always did, I was skeptical, but once I made up my mind to get into something, I always told myself, make sure you got the same amount of energy to leap out of it if you need to. Yeah, I'm not sensing that things are going very well where they are. You know what's standing out to me that a tarot card reader once told me? I paid for this reading, and she goes, Frankie, I have to tell you something. She said, whoever this feminine energy is, there's two sides to them, she said. And now I'm seeing this right here. This is the first time that I've noticed this. She told me whoever it is has like a masculine side to them. They have a very masculine energy to them. Like they're feminine, but they have a masculine side to them. And I was thinking, well, I don't know anybody like that. But quite honestly, this person that they're involved with, they could be bisexual. They could be like into masculines and feminines. And this person must have thought they died and went to heaven or something, like that. Oh. No. It's learning to be a turnoff to them. Now, each to their own. I can't tell people how to live, but this is not going to turn out to be a victorious relationship. It is not. It's not going to turn out to be what they thought it was going to be. I mean, you're over here in this tiger angel energy with the voice of an angel. And they're over here dealing with some, it's a weird energy. It's like this feminine has real masculine side to them, or they're feminine, but they have a masculinity to them. Like there's something going on here. First they act like a geisha, which is, yeah, your wish is my command. And then they turn into this masculine energy. They got a dark side to them, which is a masculine energy. And I'm not sure what that means, guys, but it's like, if this is a true masculine, that's going to be a turnoff for them. Like they're a feminine, or vice versa. If you're the masculine energy here, the upright masculine, this could be a feminine who wanted to dominate or something like that. I don't know. It's like two sides to them. They go from like extremely feminine to like extremely masculine. It's weird. They could be bipolar or something like that. I don't know. There's something about that. But whatever it is going to end up being a turnoff to this masculine, because this masculine is like a real masculine. And they're going to find that a challenge, because they want submissive feminines, and they're browbeating. They are. So they're meeting their match. That's what they're meeting, because eventually this feminine will find their masculine side. And when they find their masculine side, this masculine ain't putting up with it. That's what that reader told me years and years ago. I never really understood it, what that meant. So I'm like, well, I don't know anybody who, you mean looks like a masculine? And they're like, no. It's like when this feminine, everything is good when they're submissive, like when they're like this geisha, kiss your ass, be anything you want, yes sir, obedient. But when they find their strength, and when they find their masculinity, their masculine side, this person ain't gonna have nothing to do with them. Because we all have masculine and feminine energy, right? there is a dark side to whoever they're with. Now, I don't know if they're bisexual, liking men, liking women. I don't know if it's like they struggling with their femininity or their masculinity. It can mean so many different things, but it's not going to end up being what they think it's going to end up being. This masculine won't be able to handle it. They like being in control. They like being the dominant force. And whoever they're with is going to challenge them on that. They want to be dominant. And to be real with you, because this geisha energy is an act. Like, nobody is like that, okay? They're not. Nobody healthy, anybody. You know, nobody can be like that consistently. And it's almost like when this energy they're with learns to step in to balancing out their femininity and their masculinity, this person's going to be long gone. Take care.